The Chancellor has extended the government's coronavirus wage subsidy scheme for workers until the end of October. Erica Celestino joins us live from the UK. Hello, Erica.
Hello, Alma. And yes, British Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, announces in Parliament a 4-month extension until the end of October of the state-sponsored job retention scheme to limit job losses linked to the fallout from the coronavirus. Let's listen in.
I can announce today that the job retention scheme will be extended for 4 months until the end of October. By that point, we will have provided 8 months of support to British people and businesses. Until the end of July, there will be no changes whatsoever. Then from August to October, the scheme will continue for all sectors and regions of the UK, but with greater flexibility to support the transition back to work.
So Finance Minister Rishi Sunak said 7.5 million jobs had already been supported by the furlough scheme, which allows employees to receive 80% of their pay up to £2,500 a month. The Treasury said some 935,000 companies have used government help to retain jobs, claiming more than £10 billion. Businesses would also be asked to share the cost of salary support to maintain current levels of assistance. Sunak's statement came after speculation that the scheme, part of an unprecedented package of government intervention to support businesses, would be gradually reduced. But with predictions of a 14% slump in GDP this year and no immediate return for most businesses from lockdown measures, there have been calls for it to be maintained. YouGov poll published on Tuesday indicated 72% of Britons supported the extension. So the Chancellor of the Exchequer is expected to provide more details later this month on how government assistance will be reduced over time. The Institute for Fiscal Studies think tank said the extension in its full form for the whole month of July will cost taxpayers an extra £10 billion, taking the total cost to about £60 billion since it was launched in March. The scheme has not been without controversy, with reports that some of the country's richest business owners taking advantage of the state support to furlough their staff. In the meantime, European countries are beginning to reopen their economies after similar stay-at-home measures, but Britain has effectively extended its restrictions for several weeks. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has urged people to continue to work at home if they can, but said that those who are working in sectors such as manufacturing and construction, they could return if it is safe. So face masks have been recommended in public places and areas, and it has been recommended for people not to take public transport where possible, because Britain has seen more than 32,000 deaths in the outbreak. This is the worst in Europe and second only to the United States, although there are indications that the true toll is higher. And also, the Bank of England has warned that the economic paralysis could lead to the worst recession in centuries. Back to you, Alma.
Okay, so with the extension of the furlough scheme by 4 months, what changes will take place?
Well, there are a few changes, Alma. First of all, from the start of August, workers will be able to go back to their job, but it's going to be on a part-time basis. So right now, companies have to choose between putting staff into complete furlough, which means that they do not work at all, or keep them in full pay. From August, furloughed workers will be able to go back to work part-time, with employers being asked to pay towards the salaries of their furloughed staff. So the government said it is also finding ways for people to get additional, training or learn new skills while they are furloughed, and their employer is receiving money from the government.
So what does this change mean for both the employers and the employee?
Well, for employers, the 80% pay level will stay, but companies will have to start contributing for their staff that return part-time. There are no details yet of what companies will be asked to pay, but they are hoping that it will be affordable because, currently many businesses have had no revenue coming in for months, but still they are paying their fixed overhead costs. Although, from this point of view, that's for the employers, there is a more positive outlook for the workers. It gives them a chance to work again at a part-time basis, but it will give them, the chance to not be permanently unemployed in the coming weeks. We know that it is still 10 weeks away before the part-time scheme begins in August, and for now, some employers might still decide to make deep redundancies, and in that case, the employee will have to apply for universal credit, Alma.
All right, thank you very much, Erica. Keep the updates coming. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Thank you, Alma. Reporting from the United Kingdom, I am Erica Celestino, and we live in interesting times.